Hello, I'm Quinn Keon.
And I'm Rich Smith, and this is
Real Hunting.
We are 3 weeks out from archery whitetail deer hunting here in Michigan, and I'm at my favorite landowner's property. I'm gonna hang 3 tree stands today and 3 trail cameras. I haven't been out here since early June when I planted a small food plot, so I'm real excited to see what's going on out here. So come on, let's go take a look. Hi guys, it's October 3rd and I'm super pumped to be out here hunting for the first evening this season. It's about 2:30 and I'm going to be on stand in about 45 minutes. So come on, let's go take a look and see what's out there. November 1st. It was about 37 degrees when I left the house this morning. October has quietly snuck away from us, so I took the next 9 days off and I'm going to sit out here. Typically, I see pretty good chasing activity the first week of November, so I'm looking forward to that this week. It's the evening of November 3rd. I've got my tree stand moved, and just take a look around me here. Doesn't that just scream big buck territory? Oh, we're going to sit that this evening and see what happens. What a day filled with emotions, huh? Today is, let me double check here. Today is the 4th of November. It's midday right now. Last night, the 3rd of November, I had moved my tree stand to where I saw the deer were funneling down through. I moved right into that corner, and as I'm hanging my tree stand, I'm hanging on to one side, got my tree stand on the other side, I had 5 deer come right underneath me, and that was about 3 o'clock yesterday, so I couldn't get in there fast enough, I guess, yesterday. After that, I seen a few more move on the backside. Watched a spike back there, a doe. Those two were hanging out together. Had a button buck come through, and then approximately 6 o'clock. I'll have to look at my footage again to see when I shot. Around 6 o'clock, I think it was. I had 4 does come from the east, go straight west at about 25 yards, and then on their tail was 4 on the side and 4 on one side only, which was pretty cool. He was on his left side. So I stood up right away. As you see on the footage, we were watching some turkeys there, and as I heard him crunch in to the one side, I flipped, turned around, and grunted a couple of times to get him to stop. And then when he finally did stop, made my shot, and the shot come in a little bit high on the shoulder on the left side there. I seen as he was running off, I could see about 4, maybe 3.5 inches of the arrow sticking out one side. So I know I didn't have complete pass through. However, when I found blood, I did see that he was bleeding out of the right side. So I knew that my arrow had poked through far enough on the lung on the right side. Tracked him last night for a couple hours till about 11:30, almost midnight last night by the time we got back in. Found just minimal blood. It was pretty frustrating in the dark with the flashlight there. So we decided to call it a night, got some sleep, got up this morning, and started tracking again. We did find some more blood. So we found where he ended up crossing a pretty good sized creek. So once I got to the edge of that creek, I come across an individual that was hunting up there. So naturally, you know, it wasn't this property that the deer had ran onto. So it was the south property. I'm not sure who owns that. There's a 60-acre chunk and then 20-acre chunk on the backside of this 80 acres. So I apologized to the individual that was up there, and he said, "Okay, no problem. I'm chilly. I kind of wanted to get out of here anyway." So he climbed down out of the tree stand. I went over and I shook his hand. I said, "Hey, you know, sorry again for traipsing on your property first thing in the morning here." He goes, "Yeah, no problem. You can do what you need to do here." And I said, "Did you see a deer or anything come by last night out here?" "No, I was kind of over there last night. I didn't really see anything." So, okay, all right, that's fine. Well, thank you for letting us tromps around out here. Do you care, you know, if we look around some more? No, go do what you need to do. Go ahead. So I didn't think too much of it at the time, and he crossed the creek there and broke off and hopped in his truck and took off. So we continued to look. I did find some blood across the creek there where the deer had crossed, and I just randomly went out into this area that was real grassy because the trees had stopped, and then it just opened up into a grassy field that was about maybe hip high, not quite that high, but pretty close. And randomly zigzagged across that area there, and I come across a nice pile of blood where I am certain that's where my deer laid down and he died last night. Now, also last night, when Ratliff and I were searching for blood trail, we saw 2 flashlights across the creek, and I thought, okay, somebody's going to come help us out here. Well, we saw flashlights for quite a while, and then, you know, I'm still looking for blood. They never came across to see what we were doing. So that was kind of suspicious too. So then when I come across this blood, after I was zigzagging across there, I saw a cellophane wrapper to the top of a cigarette packet. I thought, oh, nice. And it was new. It wasn't gold, crinkled, weathered, or anything like that. It was new and on top of the blood. So then I started to get a little discouraged. I thought, all right, it sure looks like someone has found my deer, and they pulled out their smokes and started smoking. So I went a little bit further to where I thought I saw drag marks, and sure enough, as you fold over a weed, you can see where the blood was drug up from the bottom up this weed. So that was definitely indicative of drag marks. I followed what I saw, might have been drag marks, out to a 2-track on that property back there, and we finally came across enough blood to where it looks like they had stopped dragging the deer, got their pickup, loaded it into the pickup, and as they're loading it up, I found another pack of cigarettes that only had 1 cigarette missing out of it. So I'm certain the two were connected, and then with the nervous hunter this morning, that was connected. He was exhibiting some behaviors, and also with the flashlights last night. So I'm certain that my deer was stolen last night, those flashlights that came across there. I don't know what to say about that. I have mixed feelings. I'm obviously super disappointed that I didn't get this awesome half rack, you know. But on the other hand, I'm glad that there's resolution. As far as in my mind, there's resolution that I did not lose this deer. I'm certain that someone has taken it. So I'm not going to try to raise a stink or anything and go to the house that we think might be over there. I'm just going to let it go and then say, okay, well, the deer ran on someone else's property and wasn't recovered by myself. So I'm just going to leave it at that, I guess. But there you go. There's another real hunting experience right there.